Page 3. You've got this in the upper left corner. Have you looked at it yet? We could change the y column to a 6 and a negative 6. Easier, though, I think, is just make this a minus 5x to knock off the plus 5x. I'm going to take the top equation and copy it. 5x plus 2y equals 2. And the bottom equation multiplied by negative 5, so that I'll have negative 5x minus 15y equals, and minus 5 times 29, minus 5 times 29, I want to be sure it's right, this is a video after all, negative 145. Okay, now that we see the opposites in place, and we got the x column, y column, equal sign column, number column, add the columns. 5x and minus 5x, they cancel each other out. Nice. Here we get negative 13y. And this is going to be negative 143. So to finish this solving for y, we divide by the negative 13. And if you do this division, you get positive 11. Oh, what can I do with the 11 now? I can plug it in. I think the bottom equation looks like the easier to use. I'll write x plus, and instead of 3y, I'll write, what is 3 times 11? 33. Okay, just copy the top equation using 11 for y. And then if I take away 33 from both sides, subtracting 33 from both sides, I get a negative 4 for the x value. So the solution is negative 4 for x, 11 for y. Okay, let's slide over here. We did this pain in the neck yesterday. Remember, the first step to get rid of all the decimals, just multiply everything by 10. That moves every decimal point one place to the right, and then it's no longer needed. If I multiply the top, multiply the top equation by 10, I get 4x plus 5y equals 2. And multiply the bottom equation by 10, I get 3x minus 1y, and I'm not going to write the 1, equals 11. Now we look for easiest way to get opposites. I guess times the bottom equation by 5, copy the first equation, copy it just as is, 4x plus 5y equals 2. Bottom equation times a positive 5, because it's already a minus 1y there, we want minus 5y, so times 5y. So 5 times everything here, you get 15x minus 5y equals 55. Okay, and then adding the columns, I see 19x cancel equals 57. Divide both sides of this equation by 19. X is equal to 3. There's the x value. And then I can take the, I don't need to go back to the decimal thing. I can use one of these. Let's see, if I plug in, let me use the top equation. 4x becomes 4 times 3, which would make 12. So I have 12 plus 5y equals 2. Now I take away 12 from both sides. You get 5y equals negative 10. Divide both sides by 5. And negative 10 divided by positive 5 is negative 2. So here's our solution. 3 for x, negative 2 for y. Okay. And then these last few, I'll run through these. See, I could make a minus 10 and a plus 10, or I could make a 12 and a negative 12, something like that. Let's do the x column. Let's focus on disappearing the x column. I'm going to change this to a 12x by multiplying by 3. And then I'm going to change this to a negative 12x by multiplying by negative 2. So notice I write out my plans here in case I get lost or interrupted. That makes 12x minus 6y equals negative 12. Oops, sorry, I went off the screen there. Multiplying everything here by 3, 12x minus 6y equals negative 12. Multiplying all these parts by negative 2, there's negative 12x, negative 10y equals negative 36. And ready to add opposites with the x column, 12 and negative 12. That makes 0x. That makes minus 16y equals minus 48. And I just divide by negative 16. And we have 1y equals, that turns out to be positive 3. Excuse me. And now I can take the 3 and use it for y, either here or here. I think I'll use it in the top one. I'll write 4x, take away 2 times y becomes 2 times 3, so it becomes 6. Okay. Excuse me. And then I add 6 to both sides. And I get 4x equals 2. And don't fall for this. X does not equal 2. You've got to divide by 4. And you get x equals 2 over 4. And we can reduce that to 1/2. So this time we got a solution that includes a fraction, 1/2 for x, 3 for y. Okay. And this guy right here, what looks easy, just one multiplication necessary. If we focus on x, we would need 2 multiplications to get rid of the y. So I'm going to copy this top equation, 3x minus 5y equals 11, and I'm going to multiply, now see if you can beat me to it. What am I going to multiply by here to get opposites in the x column? Got your idea? Negative 3, right? Multiply by negative 3, we get negative 3x, negative 6y equals negative 33. Double check that arithmetic. Negative 3, negative 6, negative 33. Okay. So adding the columns now, they disappear. Get negative 11y equals positive 11 plus negative 33 is negative 22. Divide by negative 11. I get y equals positive 2. And I can take the y value now and use it. I think the bottom equation is the easiest place to use that. So instead of x plus 2y, I'm going to write x plus, 2, putting in a 2 for y, 2 times 2. X plus 4 equals 11. Take away 4, and we get x equals 7. So solution is 7, 2. Okay. And don't forget, if you want to check these, like on the midterm, if you plug in a 7 and a 2 for x and y, you'd get 21 minus 10 would be 11. Plug in a 7 and a 2 here. You'd get 7 plus 4 equals 11. That's how you would check your answer. Okay, maybe try that. Write that out. Do that once or twice. And lastly here, see, getting rid of the y's would need a 35 and a minus 35, and we'd need 2 multiplication steps. Getting rid of the x, much simpler. Just double that, and you've got negative 4 and positive 4. So times 2, and just copy. We get negative 4x plus 14y equals 82. By the way, the most common mistake for a lot of people is forgetting to multiply the number on the other side. We don't want 41, we want 2 times 41. Right? This is just getting copied. And now we add, and the x's cancel. 14 and negative 5 is 9. And 82 minus 37, that's 45, right? Yeah, and then divide by 9. And 45 divided by 9 is 5. So y is equal to 5. And then I can take the 5 for y and use it here or here. I like the bottom equation better for this final part. So take away 5 times the 5, that's take away 25, equals 37. And add 25 to both sides. And we get 4x equals negative 12. And finally divide by 4. And that will make 1x equal to negative 3. So the solution is negative 3 for x, 5 for y. And that's the end of Friday's discussion. Hope you all have a great weekend. Get some rest. Try not to be easy for me to say, I guess, but it's stressful here too. It's stressful for all of us, but we're going to get through this, right? Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.